Hey there, folks. Thanks so much for joining me here on Wave Now. I'm Myra Ansari. We are going to LMPD right now, where Major Daniel Lewis, a commander of LMPD's 4th Division, he's going to be giving us some details about a big case that they worked, and they served a search warrant. They were able to find firearms, ammunition, large amounts of marijuana, meth, and a large amount of U.S. currency. They are starting this press briefing, so we are going to jump in and listen in.
I'll do my best. This is the first time for me, so go easy on me, please.
Again, folks, if you're joining us and waiting for this media briefing coming from Louisville Metro Police, this is in regards to a search warrant that was executed in the 1400 block of South Floyd Street, where firearms, ammunition, and a large amount of marijuana, meth, and a large amount of U.S. currency was found. So this is Major Daniel Lewis. He's a commander of LMPD's 4th Division. He's going to be talking to us about this case. So please stand by as we wait for this to get started.
Major Daniel Lewis of LMPD's 4th Division, and made a significant arrest yesterday, and I want to tell you about it. And he'll be doing that, and appreciate you all for coming out. And when everybody's ready, you might want to spell your name and everything first.
So let me know when you guys are ready. Good? Okay. Again, I'm Major Daniel Lewis. It's Daniel Lewis. I'm the major of the 4th Patrol Division, division that is made up of this area of town. Yesterday, 4th Division Patrol officers and 4th Division Impact officers and 2nd Division Impact officers made a significant arrest on a house in the 1400 block of South Floyd Street. This all started a while back over some citizen tips and complaints that came into our office. Patrol guys were working the activity, trying to make some arrests. And obviously, as you all know, there was a shooting at that location over the weekend. So Monday and Tuesday, we devised a plan to try to put some activity, put something to work, essentially. So the detectives and the patrol officers made some stops, did some surveillance, were able to develop enough probable cause to apply for a search warrant. With the help of the SWAT team, we were able to execute that search warrant. And the result of that search warrant, we were able to recover numerous narcotics, about 3 pounds of marijuana, some cocaine, some fentanyl, a large amount of U.S. currency, and 3 firearms. It's undetermined whether or not those firearms or the subject involved were involved in the shooting that happened over the weekend at that location, but our non-fatal shooting unit is investigating that. So what we ask is that if any citizens call in, have any information, just call 574-LMPD. They can remain anonymous, give us any information on the shooting or any other illegal activity for that matter. That helps us out tremendously.
Do you think this is part of a major drug ring?
It's hard to tell. I do know that, again, my impact was working in conjunction with the 2nd Division Impact. The reason they were involved is because the 2nd Division Impact were familiar with these subjects already from activity they've done in the 2nd Division. So they just came into 4th Division and doing the same typical work.
And again, how many suspects are there?
There are 3 that were arrested. They came out willingly, safely. Again, the SWAT team did an excellent job, took them into custody without issue.
What was the nature of the complaints from the people who live there? When they call in and complain about it, what are they saying to you?
A lot of foot traffic, a lot of drug activity. They've sent us Without getting into too much detail, they've sent us a lot of information on the property. we were able to, again, conduct the surveillance and do a couple stops to develop probable cause to make, to apply for the search warrant. But essentially, drug activity and a lot of foot traffic.
And when you say a couple of stops, what are you talking about?
Either pedestrian stops or traffic stops.
So you just walk up to a pedestrian and stop and detain them?
After we've done surveillance and see them either involved in a hand-to-hand drug transaction, yes, sir.
And what did you learn from those stops that you made?
We got enough to develop probable cause to apply for the search warrant.
Information or
Yes,
evidence?
sir. Evidence, both, evidence and information. Yes, sir.
And you mentioned asking people to call the tip line. Is that because you suspect that there are a lot more suspects out there?
No, not necessarily for this, just in general. Like, that's how we get a lot of complaints. Folks call 574 LMPD. They can remain anonymous. They call us in, give us great information. Our beat guys, our detectives follow up with those, and a lot of times they lead to great arrests like this.
And it was enough? Can you say how much money it was? Was it enough that you think it was related to drug trafficking?
I do think it was related to drug trafficking. I don't know the exact dollar amount, but, generally they go hand in hand.
I'm just curious, and this is from someone on the outside of law enforcement looking in.
Yes, sir.
Why couldn't you search the house after the shooting?
Well, again, I don't know enough about the non-fatal investigation, but essentially, without enough evidence to get us inside that house, we can't go inside that house. The shooting was outside, so.
Do you suspect that these firearms might be linked to other shootings?
Again, we don't know that yet. What's going to happen is those firearms are going to go through some testing, and then once those results come back, they will go to the non-fatal detectives, and hopefully they can tie those to other investigations.
What was the response you got from the neighborhood?
They were overwhelmed. They were thrilled. I was there yesterday while SWAT was executing the search warrant. They came out and approached me. They were thankful. And again, all this started over citizen tips and citizen complaints. So we're very short right now. We're trying to do it. I would love to say we could have resolved this in a lot shorter time frame. We just can't. We're doing the best that we can. But those complaints and tips lead to this type of activity, and that's what we want, and that's what we need to continue to happen.
Can you say, is that victim of that shooting a resident of the house at all?
I don't have that information.
Do we know the people who were arrested?
Yes, we have their names and identities. I can give you all that.
I think we're good, guys. Thank you.
Well, thank you, guys.
Let me get your names.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you and your hard work.
No, I appreciate you guys.
Malachi, M-A-L-A-C-I, C-H-I. M-A-L-A-C-H-I. Last name is Daly, D-O-B of 516 of 06.
Like D-A-I-L-Y?
Daly,
Is that, or D-A-L-Y? What is it?
D-D-A-I.
All right, folks, thanks for staying with me. You heard David Mattingly asking some questions during this press conference. A major arrest that LMPD worked in the 1400 block of South Boyd Street, where they made 3 arrests. And these arrests came because of tips from the community. You know how we tell you to call 574 LMPD or report tips on their anonymous tip line all the time, and that's what folks did to bring some positive change in their community. Residents in that area noticed a lot of heavy foot traffic, drug activity, and that's why police monitored this area. There was also a shooting at this location over the weekend, and that led to the 3 arrests eventually from LMPD SWAT team that was also involved in this case. David Mattingly is going to have more for us coming up later on Wave News, and we'll have the very latest coming up on Wave News at 3 o'clock. Guys, have a safe, wonderful day, and I will see you soon.